strong today. Lots of buying. You see the Dow up now 0.6%, the S&P up 1%, and now the Nasdaq gaining a little bit more strength, nearly up 1.5%, up nearly 200 points. Let's bring in David Stryzewski to talk about this. David, good morning to you. Let's start with this issue, though. If the Supreme Court overturns Biden's $400 billion student loan handout program, millions of borrowers will be forced to pay back their loans if they don't get the free handout. How could that affect the markets, or does it at all?
Well, great, and good morning,
good morning.
Ashley. So, how is this going to affect the markets? I don't think this is going to affect things in a massive way. However, we just dealt with a debt ceiling that we're having a difficult time just bringing down some spending on. So if the Supreme Court rules that this was, unfair, unconstitutional, then we get some relief, I suppose, on some of the spending that's been going on. But, we got 42 million Americans today that have been not having to pay their student loan debt because they have the right type of student loan debt, not all student loan debt, but the right type of student loan debt. And so the CARES Act, which was essentially set up by President Trump in March of 2020, was the original, issuing of this punting of that debt. So, we'll see what ultimately happens here. But the consequences for starting up those loans would be the fact that they've shared that right now, those who've had the relief have taken on more credit card debt, more mortgages, and more auto loans. So how are these families going to be making those payments with, an additional $513 on average? That's a great question. So, we might see consumer confidence come down, sentiment come down a bit. I don't know if it's going to affect the economy in a huge way.
Very quickly, David, we're running out of time. You say that you do not believe that the Fed, you think the Fed is done now hiking and will let things land where they fall. But so many people have told this show, no, we could very well, as Jay Powell says, see 2 more hikes before the end of the year.
So Powell wants to give us this impression that there's going to be more hikes, because if he says that it's a true pause, the market's just going to rally really hard, and that's very inflationary. Once we get new data coming out here, it's in my opinion that we're going to see, the Fed has got a lag in the system. We need, 9 to 12 months to see these rates truly get into the system right now. I don't think Powell's going to go up. He's been dovish since the beginning. He's not really a hawkish guy. And I think that he's going to hold higher for longer. That's the unexpected part that the market's not priced in.
All right. Great stuff, David, as always. Thanks so much for jumping in with us today on this Friday. Really appreciate it. Okay.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Lauren.